Caught red-handed. The moment I realized my wife was cheating, I knew something was wrong the moment I walked into our bedroom and saw her phone buzzing furiously on the nightstand. My heart started pounding. My mouth went dry, and every fiber of my being screamed that I shouldn't look. But I did. And that was the beginning of the end. It's strange how life can change in an instant, how one discovery can shatter everything you thought you knew. Let me take you through the moment I caught her betrayal, the aftermath that followed, and how I eventually found the strength to walk away from the woman I thought I'd spend my life with. This is the story of how I abandoned my cheating wife after catching her red-handed. Looking back, the signs were all there. The late-night work meetings, the hushed phone calls, the sudden interest in her appearance. At first, I brushed it off. We had been married for 6 years, and I trusted her completely. Sure, we had our rough patches like any couple, but I never imagined she could betray me like this. But as weeks turned into months, the distance between us grew palpable. She stopped laughing at my jokes. Our conversations became stilted and intimacy felt forced. Yet I told myself it was just a phase. Every marriage has ups and downs, right? Then came the night that changed everything. It was a Friday night, and she had claimed she needed to stay late at work. I decided to surprise her by picking her up from the office. I grabbed her favorite takeout on the way, excited to spend some spontaneous time together, something we hadn't done in a while. But when I arrived at her office, her car wasn't there. My stomach dropped. I called her, but it went straight to voicemail. Maybe she had left early. Maybe I missed her on the way. I tried to keep my thoughts calm, logical, but as I drove home, a creeping suspicion gnawed at me. I parked outside our house and sat in the car for a few minutes, staring at the darkened windows. Something didn't feel right. Then I saw her car pull up. She didn't see me as she got out, laughing into her phone, looking happier than I'd seen her in months. When she walked inside, I followed quietly. Her phone buzzed with a message, and the sound echoed in the silence of our house. She placed it on the kitchen counter and headed for the shower, not noticing me still standing near the door. I could hear the water running in the bathroom, and my heart was racing. Curiosity got the better of me, and I grabbed her phone. I had never snooped on her before, but something compelled me to check this time. What I found nearly made me drop the phone. There it was, staring back at me in black and white, a series of texts with a man I didn't know. They weren't just casual conversations. The messages were explicit, intimate. She was meeting him tonight. The realization hit me like a freight train. My wife, the woman I had loved, trusted, and shared my life with, was cheating on me. I couldn't breathe. My legs felt weak, and my hands trembled as I scrolled through the messages. She had been lying to me for months, sneaking around behind my back, laughing at my obliviousness. Every single late-night excuse, every business trip, every time she said she was out with friends, had all been a cover for this affair. I wanted to storm into the bathroom and confront her right then and there. I wanted to scream, cry, demand answers, but something held me back. A strange calm settled over me, and instead of making a scene, I put the phone back down and sat on the couch. I needed to think. I needed a plan. That night, I pretended like nothing was wrong. I watched her emerge from the shower, wrapped in a towel, her face glowing from the steam. She kissed me on the cheek and asked about my day. I felt sick to my stomach, but I smiled and played along. Over the next few days, I gathered my thoughts and prepared myself for what I had to do. The betrayal had cut deep, and I knew there was no going back from this. But I needed more than just text to confirm what I already knew. So I waited. A week later, I followed her to the hotel where she was meeting him. I sat in my car in the parking lot, watching as she disappeared into the building with him, hand in hand. That was all the confirmation I needed. When she came home that night, I was waiting for her. I'll never forget the look on her face when she walked through the door and saw me standing in the living room, her phone in my hand, the messages open for her to see. Her eyes went wide, her mouth dropped open, but no words came out. "I know," I said quietly, my voice barely above a whisper. "I know everything." She stumbled over her words, trying to explain, but I didn't want to hear it. The excuses, the apologies, the tears, none of it mattered anymore. The woman standing in front of me wasn't the same person I had married. She had become a stranger. "I don't want to hear it," I told her, my voice cold and firm. "It's over."